Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's time for Self Care Sunday. I don't know about you, but this is a definite day for some self care, okay? This is a definite day that I'm going to try to relax my mind a little bit after the week and after this weekend was super busy. Today was super busy. I know next week is going to be super busy. So tonight I'm going to try to just get a little rest in to rest my mind, maybe watch, a movie that I've been waiting to watch so that I can regroup and get ready for this week that's ahead of me. All right, let me turn this on here so that I can see when people join. I love to see who's on so that I can um, chit chat with you all. Let me turn the volume down here. All right. All right, when you come on, say good evening, say hello. I'll start off with some announcements and then we'll get into our lesson. We're continuing in our topic of rest. Last week, we talked about physical rest, we talked about mental rest. Today, we're going to talk about social rest. All right. So, a few upcoming events. We have our Good Friday service at the J, that's Jericho Church Without Walls, from noon to 3. We have in person where you can come and be in the building, or you can watch it virtually. It's up to you. Um, the virtual would be on Jericho Church Without Walls. That's our Facebook page. You can tune in there if you're going to watch virtual. If you're in person, 8086 North 76th Street. We have Resurrection Day Sunday on this upcoming Sunday at 10 a.m. You're welcome to join us for that service. We also have a special time of fun, games, fellowship, scriptures for our children during that time as well. And so bring your children, come out, and let's have an awesome time celebrating Jesus. And then we have our book launch. I'm super excited. Hey, Area, I'm super excited about the book launch. We have 7 women that came on board. They heard the call, they wanted to share their stories, and I know it's going to be an amazing time. So, the book launch is going to be Saturday, April 23rd from 6 to 9 p.m. Of course, it'll be at it actually is going to be at Rooted MKE. It's a little bookstore, which I had never heard of before. And so we'll be there on 53rd and Valete from 6 to 9 p.m. Come out, support, share the information. There's some videos out. A flyer will be coming out soon. Go ahead and share that so that other people can see what we're doing and maybe they want to come and support that evening. And then finally, I have the Clear Thinking class that will start April 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. It's 4 nights that will come out and we'll work through the Clear Thinking series um, starting at 6 o'clock. So check those out in the announcements. You can always find that information there. If you're not interested, no problem. You can share it with somebody else that you know that would be interested in attending any of those events. All right, let's get into our lesson tonight, social rest. Now, this is a new topic for me. I understand what the idea is. I just never heard it called social rest. So, social rest is knowing the difference between relationships that restore us and relationships that drain us. Okay. Relationships that restore us and relationships that drain us. We all have people in our lives that call us, dump their issues on us, want us to always fix the problems that they have. Those are sometimes draining. They will drain everything out of you. If you're I went on a trip one time with somebody that complained about every single thing. That was draining for me. That drained me because when I go on vacation, even if something doesn't go right, I'm not complaining about it because I'm on vacation. I just chalk that one up as, you know what, I should have researched that restaurant a little more, or I should have thought through this transportation a little more. So I take the onus on myself and then I just chalk it up and say, you know what, next time that won't happen. But to complain and talk about it the entire time, I can't do it. I can't do complaining. I just can't. It's one of those things that's like kryptonite to me. It just drains me to no end. And so I can't deal with it. But we've got to learn and be able to know the difference between people that we need to be around and people that we may need to limit our time with them. Not saying we throw them away. Sometimes we may need to stop relationships. Okay. That's not what I'm talking about this time. I'm talking about when we know we just don't have the capacity to deal with a particular person for long periods of time, and then we can save ourselves some of that heartache and save ourselves some of that stress when we know the difference. We don't always have to be around people. There are sometimes we're in a group of people and we love three of those people, but that other one is just very difficult. So making ourselves aware of those different types of people and how much time we can spend with them until we get to our limit. All right. And so, how do we know when we're not getting enough social activity? Maybe you're feeling alone. Maybe you're feeling detached. You're just not, you're there, but you're just not all the way there. Maybe you isolate yourself. I remember I think it was last year, my husband got really sick. It was during COVID, and so he had COVID, but COVID, the what was going on with his body caused his heart to just stop, and he passed out. Literally, he stood up. It was the middle of the night. He stood up, and I was half asleep, and then I just heard this thump on the floor. So I hop out the bed, get onto the other side. He's out cold. I'm like, oh my God. That first second is like, okay, let me think. What do I do? So I'm praying, I'm calling 911. I'm trying to, you know, get him up, see if his heart is beating, see if he has pulse. I'm trying to do all these things, but he was totally out. So but by the time 911 got there, he was alert. He was at least alert. But during that time, I kind of isolated myself. And someone called me and said, I was just going to give you a day to be by yourself. But after that, I was going to be over there to check on you. And we need people. That's a person who is going to add to me. That's a person that's going to help restore me. They're not going to drain me with all these questions and all of that. No, they were there to help restore me because it was a difficult time while he was in the hospital. And so, if we isolate ourselves, if we're looking at it as rejection. We don't want to be around someone that's going to cause us to be rejected. We don't want to be around someone that's causing us to be fearful. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be around somebody who is going to be to disapprove of us or what we do, or always nitpicking and that kind of thing. That type of person is going to drain you. All right. Let's look now at um, why we are sometimes attracted to those type of people that mistreat us. Isn't that weird that we would continually over and over and over again go around people that are abusive to us emotionally or physically? Sometimes it's hard to get out of those type of relationships. I'm not even talking about uh, a marriage relationship. I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about family members. I'm talking about those type of people that will constantly put us down, yet and still we continue to go and be in those relationships. We continue to spend time with them, more time than we need to be in those various relationships. Identify your social needs. So ask yourself, what do I need socially? Just take a minute to ask yourself, what do I need socially? Am I an introvert or am I an extrovert? Sometimes I look at myself and I say, you know what? I'm not a true introvert. I do like spending time by myself, but I do like spending time with people as well. I like having fun. I like going out and doing things. So I think I'm in the middle of that. And I was looking up introverts and extroverts, and that's a wide, just to say I'm an introvert is really not giving it justice. There are different types of introverts, there are different types of extroverts. And so if you're thinking to yourself, you know what, I don't really know which side do I go on. Um, an introvert is someone who is spends a lot likes to spend time by themselves. They're comfortable spending time by themselves. I can go out to eat by myself, and I can go in the actual restaurant, sit down, order, eat with no problem. I remember one morning I went to breakfast. I think my husband, he had to be at work, otherwise we would have been at breakfast together. So I went, I took my laptop, I sat there at the table, but really people were looking like, you know, why is she sitting by herself? I don't have a problem doing that. I can go shopping by myself. I can go to the movies by myself. So I do enjoy spending time alone. But there are times when I want some company also. That's why I say I think I'm in the middle. Kind of evaluate yourself and see where you are in that balance between introvert or extrovert. Are you all the way out there where, you know what, I need to be around people all the time? I can, just think about it during COVID for the extrovert. I can only imagine how they felt having to stay in the house all the time. After a while, you know, we were going out and at least taking a drive. Okay, we would take a drive. We would go to the outlet, and that was our little getaway. So we would go to the outlet and look around. And at that time, this is a little off the subject, but they were having shoes on sale for $5, $10, $20. You can go to the outlet and get all kind of shoes. And so that was our little outlet because we were going stir crazy in the house all the time. But I'm sure there were some introverts that were cool with that. It was like, okay, this is good. I do not have to go out. I can work from home. Okay. I don't have to leave out my house. I don't have to deal with traffic. I don't have to deal with people in the workplace. I don't have to go to meetings and all that kind of stuff. So they were high-fiving like, yeah, I can do this. But after a while, I got like, you know what? I got to get out of this house. So I was so glad when we began to open up and we would go back to church and at least tape. So there was a small team that would go and tape. So that gave me times on Sunday to get out the house, go interact with other people, and then go back home. And just identifying yourself and seeing where you are. That's one thing that I stress is getting to know yourself. I can't stress it enough how important it is to know why you are the way you are. Why do you think the way you think? Why do you do the things you do? Who are you? What are you made up of? What are your thoughts about this? You know, I've learned how to have a thought. If my husband say, "What do you want to go eat?" I used to say, "Oh, it don't matter. Whatever you want, I can eat anything on the menu." And now I'm like, you know what? I could go for some chicken, or um, I don't know. I guess a hamburger would be good today. Instead of just being without thought, without making a decision, just whatever you want to do, whatever wherever you want to go. No, where? Let me think. Give me a minute. Let me just think and see what it is I really want, because I'm gonna get to that restaurant and it's not gonna be on there. And then I'm gonna sit there and be like, I should have said, oh, I should have said we should go here. Oh man, I should have said we should go there. Instead of just opening my mouth and saying it, I would just keep it to myself. So, identifying who you are first. And with the topic today, identifying your social needs. What is it that you need? Do you need time to yourself when you have a challenge in your life? And that's what the individual told me. That's like, I know you. I knew when this happened, you were not going to want to talk about it right away. You were going to have to process everything. So I gave you this day to get yourself together before I started calling you. We have to know the people around us, and we have to know ourselves. I was very appreciative of that because I didn't want to, I wanted to tell people so that they could pray, but I didn't want to tell people because I didn't want my phone ringing off the hook or the text going, all night. I just needed time to get myself together. And knowing who I am, I was able to navigate my way through that so that I could have the time and the space to myself. All right. And so let's look at a couple of examples. Um, okay, think about this one. You've worked all day. You're an introvert. So this is somebody that likes to spend time by themselves. You've worked all day or night, but the person at your job wants to invite you to an outing. They want you to go out to eat or, go out to fellowship with them and the other coworkers. You're an introvert. Do you go? And now you've been at work all day around people. You got to go straight from work. You don't have time to, have that quiet time to gather yourself together before you go. That's going to be a hard thing. You got to know yourself. If you decide to go, you may be standoffish, you may be irritated, you may be a little snippy, and snapping off on people. Why? Because you didn't have your time to calm yourself down. You didn't have time to get to yourself and do the things you wanted to do before you jumped into another social thing. You got to know yourself. You got to know why you may need to decline an invite, not just because you're declining it, but because you already know you've already had your capacity of people for the day. It reminds me of my daughter. She's like that. She's a real introvert. So she's more introverted than I am, and she enjoys working from home, and she enjoys her time by herself, and she's very limited and picky on social events that she says yes to. If you're close to her, you having a birthday event and she wants to know, well, how many people are going to be there? Okay, how long is it? Because my grace is going to be gone by 8, 9 o'clock, and so I just need to know how to navigate myself. Think of this other example. You've been home all week and you haven't had any engagements, you haven't gone anywhere with anybody, you've been in the house all week, and now you're just climbing the walls. You need some social interaction. You have to find something to do with other people, whether that's, if you go to church, that's a religious service, you go to a book club, you go to um, maybe you have a skate club, you like to crochet, finding other people that like to crochet, finding things that people do that you like to do also, and then connecting with those people. you know, Not just staying at home and hoping and wishing and wondering why you're so irritated. You're irritated because you haven't had enough social interaction. You need to be around other people, or you're irritated because you've had too much social interaction and you need some quiet time to yourself. Social rest is so important. It's important for us to decide whether we're needing more support from other people or we're needing less support from other people. It's deciding if this group of people is a little toxic for us, or if this group of people is interactive and encouraging for us. Making those distinctions can really help us navigate our minds, our rest, our physical bodies, all of those things. All of the different types of rest play on each other. So, what do you like? Just think about that. What do you like personally? Do you like to be around people a lot? Do you like to be around people a little bit, but you like your own quiet time? Do you like to be by yourself for the majority of the time? And then you go out and you venture out to work or whatever for those other things that you just absolutely have to do. Knowing yourself is going to be very important. And let's look at a few ways that we can have social rest. Let's look at a few ways. So, why don't you go ahead and put some suggestions in the comments? How do you find social rest? What do you do to have social rest? This I already talked about joining a Bible study or a book club. If you're a reader, and you enjoy reading, they have all kind of different clubs that you can participate in. You read a book. I was in a book club. Uh, I think this was pre-COVID, but it was virtual. We would order our book, we would read it. The only thing I didn't like about the book club is that we typed our comments in. It wasn't like this. It wasn't on a Zoom where we got to come on and actually verbalize and see each other. We had to type our comments in. And so I didn't like that part of the book club, but it still gave me a way of connecting to other people. I was at that point, I was looking to broaden my scope of people. I was looking to broaden my different types of relationships. And so I wanted to join this book club to meet new people, to just hear some other people's thoughts and things like that. And so it worked for what I was trying to do as far as hear other people's thoughts, but it didn't work for me building other relationships or meeting new people. And so we've got to look at those pros and cons to different groups that we join. My kids do a lot of the iPhone games. So, in order to stay connected to each other, they'll send each other these games and they'll play amongst each other, and that keeps them connected and having fun while they're far apart from each other. So that's a way that you can have social interaction with people. It's not face to face. It's not verbal. You think you're in the middle too? Okay, yeah, I'm definitely in the middle. I There are times, and it could be days, and there's nothing wrong with me, but I just want to be in my own space at that time. And for me, my husband works during the day into the evening for most days. So I get a lot of quiet time to myself. And then I'm on that other part of the spectrum where I'm looking for interaction. And when he finally gets a day off, I'm on it. We are hanging out, we're watching movies, we're doing all those things that we don't get to do while I'm still giving him time to have his quiet time because he still needs to come down from working all week, blah blah blah. So I don't just jump in. I allow him that space also. And this is why this information is so important. It helps me adjust myself, and then it helps me see what he needs as well, so that I'm just not needy and I want to have time and I want to do this and I want to go this and there and I want you to come with me. No, I still go and do things by myself to give him time to do things by alone on his own. So we talked about the Bible study, book club, those iPhone games. Go and get coffee. Go and get coffee or get lunch or get dinner. I have regular breakfast dates that I would have from time to time. And every so often, they'll call me or I'll call them. And it's like, okay, we haven't had breakfast in a while. How about we go have breakfast? Or, okay, what's your schedule like? It might need to be lunch. But those regular times where we can connect with other people. Um, Talk on the phone. I think now with texting and everything, talking on the phone has become kind of, old school. I don't know. You guys have to tell me, do you still have long conversations on the phone with your friends or with family? I do spend a lot of time on the phone with my daughter. We just hang out on the phone. We watch movies together and talk about the movies, or she's watching something and she's telling me about it. I'm watching something, I'm telling her about it. I'm at work and she's just on the speakerphone, and she's at work, I'm at work. So we spend a lot of time on the phone together because we're far apart and we don't get to see each other as much. But I don't know. You guys have to tell me if you're still telephone people or if you're more, okay, good. Okay. All right, you still talk on the phone. That's good. I didn't know. I'm like, do people still talk on the phone? I see a lot of texting. I see, I also like the uh what is it called? I have to look on my phone, but when you can on the well, I think everybody has it now where you can talk to each other and you see each other. It's escaping my mind what it's called right now. no, okay, whatever it's called, you know what I'm talking about. But I see people doing that as well. So that's technically telephone call. You just could see, yes, thank you, Area. FaceTime. Yes, people do that often. And I think that's a good way to see people, talk to people, keep connected. It gives you that social feel also because you can actually see the person that you're talking to. Go on a getaway with friends, with your spouse. I love getaways. Sometimes we found this little place in Illinois, and it's like a cabin, and it has an actual pool inside your suite. So, when we just want to get away for overnight or a couple days, nothing long, drive up there, get away from everything, put the phones in the drawer. I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on any of those things when we do something like that, and we just hang out together to spend time together. um, Go with friends, girls trips, families, take your family on vacation and just hang out together. Those are really special times that we can have that quality time to get to know each other, because as we grow up, we evolve. You have family members that are different and growing and developing and in adulthood living life, and once you come together, you have a time to get to know each other again. And then go out with different friends. Maybe couples go out, maybe friends go out together to celebrate birthdays. They go out just to have a good time. They go out to eat, to have conversation, just coming over to have coffee or having dessert, those type of things. Now that we're, sort of in this kind of COVID, post COVID time. Things are opening up. And I was at an event yesterday. Lots of people came out. Some people have masks on, some people don't, but people are now coming out, which is a good thing. We're not getting back to normal, but we're accepting where we are in our world and we're living life. I think that's a good way to phrase it. We're not stuck and stagnant in our homes. Well, some are. However, the majority of us are really trying to get back out here and live life again, in a safe way. And so tonight, that was our topic, social rest. Whenever I come on Self-Care Sunday, I'm just doing the foundation of these topics. These are some vast um, topics that we can explore a little more to get down to specifics. And I think one thing that really interested me was the introvert extrovert and how many types of each of those we can find. And then we can sort of pinpoint where we are and read about ourselves and see how we tick and how we're made up. And so I think I have one more rest that I wanted to talk about. I think it was spiritual rest. If I didn't do that one already, there was one more that I wanted to do on rest. And then maybe we'll go into, look at some of this introvert, extrovert stuff and see where we lie in the scheme of things. Because like I said, I think I'm in the middle, but when I look at these other types of introvert, it may explain to me, really where I am. And so I want you guys to put some things in the comment. If you're watching the replay, welcome, but put some things in the comments. Let me know what topics you're interested in. I'm searching out and researching things that intrigue me. I want to know what you're interested in finding out. What are some things you want to learn about yourself? What are some topics that will help you develop you into the best you? Some things that will help transform you. And this social rest was important because it helps us to figure out why we feel the way we feel. And we can say, oh, you know what? I've been by myself. I'm feeling a little lonely, or I'm feeling a little detached from everyone else. I remember there was a time where I would be at church, but I would still feel detached from people and I couldn't understand it, but it helped me to remember that I wasn't around a lot. I was at church and then I would go home. And so I wasn't really fellowshipping with people. I wasn't really connected to people. I was coming and I was serving, I was doing everything, but the connection part wasn't there. But then it was when I began to come and just hang out after church again, just, began to walk and get into conversations with people. It helped me to reconnect and get back into uh fellowship with people. And it as I was reading this, it happened naturally, but this is what it was. It was the social rest. I wasn't around people, interacting with them enough, which caused me to feel detached, not necessarily lonely, but more I would be in a room, but I wasn't really there with, you know, I wasn't connected with people. But when I began to go and just say, you know what, I'm just going to go into conversations. I see two people over here talking. I see Jane and Sue over here talking. I'm just going to kind of walk up. If it doesn't sound really personal, whatever, I'm going to say, is this a meeting or something? No, I'm like, okay, I'll jump in this conversation. And that really helped me get connected again. So, understanding this social rest and where we are as people helps us to navigate. It helps us to, and I like this word navigate because it navigate means to make your way through something. And when I'm able to navigate my feelings, I'm able to navigate my emotions. I'm able to work through those things. I'm able to see where I am, and I see where I want to go. And now with this tool of knowing what social rest is, you know, I don't have to stay that way. I don't have to look at it like, oh, I'm just detached because I don't belong. No, I may be detached because I'm not having enough interaction with people to make true connections. Okay. Oh, I'm feeling stressed. And so I no, I may be having too much interaction. Okay. I may be overly interacted with these people. And so I just need to have some time to myself just to regroup. That's good information. That's especially for me, that was good information because it lets me uh, have what I want to say. It gives me an outline. It gives me an outline to see where I am, or okay, now I can say, is it this or is it this? Am I spending too much time, or am I not spending enough time? Am I around the wrong people too much and around the right people not enough? Okay, I need to switch that. So I'm going to spend more time with people that help build me up than I am with people that drain me. All right. I pray that that helped you all tonight. Um, I love Self Care Sunday because it's all about us. It's helping us take care of ourselves. It's helping us see what we're doing that's hurting our bodies, that's hurting our minds, that's hurting our emotions, all of those things. And so I continue to come on for Self Care Sunday. I pray that it is blessing you all. And so we are a little bit over time today, but I'm excited to hear your victories throughout the week. So I'll be posting those different posts, asking you to share what you did this week, how you made what success you had, maybe what challenges you have this week, so that we can have some dialogue back and forth and see how we can help. I'm excited that I got this health coach, this workout coach. She's going to be working with me just to get myself back in shape. I'm super excited about that. So y'all pray for me. I start tomorrow at 9:30 and it's one-on-one, so I can't get lost in the group. It's just me. So I'm sure she's going to have a really good plan for me to just get myself back in shape because well, I was riding my bike and walking, but now when winter came, I haven't done anything in these winter months. Not one thing have I done in these winter months. So I got my gym all set up here at the house. So I'll meet with her once a week, and then I'll come home and I'll be able to do whatever workout program she gives me here at home. So, yes, I'm excited because I just know that this is going to be a way for me to get back in shape, get myself back going, get my energy levels back up again, and be on my way. All right. So I'll keep you posted, let you know. I'll pop in tomorrow and let you know how that went, or I'll take some pictures and post or some video or something so that you guys can see and be encouraged that we've got this. Whatever goals we're trying to accomplish, we've got this. Whatever we're trying to do, whether it's mentally, whether it's emotionally, whether it's physically, we've got this. We can do it. We can come in this group and we can make those transformations that we need to make. I'll take some before and after pictures. So I'm not trying to lose any weight. So don't worry about that. I know somebody's saying, what? You don't need to lose no weight. No, ma'am. I'm not trying to lose weight, but I am trying to tone up what I have and get back to that lean and get that muscular, uh, get those muscles going. All right. All right. So that's all I have for tonight. Let me know in the comments if this information is helping. Let me know in the comments some things that you would like to discuss so that these things can be helpful to you. I don't want to just talk about what I'm talking about. I really want to reach you where you are. I want to help you in this group. I don't want it to be just another group that people join and sit and, it's just some fluff. No, I really want to help get you to that place of transformation. All right. You all be blessed. Remember, if you came in a little late, go back to the beginning and listen to the announcements. See if it's anything that you're interested in being a part of. And if so, you can go to my website. Let me see if I can pull that up here. Do I still have it up? There it is. There it is. It's scrolling across the bottom. www.clearthinkingcs.com. All of our information is there. You can go right ahead and see what we have available. Contact us there. Any of the events that we have, they're definitely open to the public, and then you can share with your family and friends. All right. Okay. That's it. I'll talk to you guys later. I think we have what's coming up this week? Tuesday. And then Thursday, I'll be sending out those PDFs for the book because we didn't get that this week. And I had so many things happening this week, and I forgot that Good Friday was coming up and I needed to prepare for that. So that's why we haven't started our Thursday. But I will get those PDFs out to you all so that you can read them and have time to get through the first chapter. And then once we get started, I'll post that. All right. Okay. Good night. Talk to you all soon.